Welcome viewers back to Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. Of course, we start off our segment like we do every day with the photo of the day by Damian Liang. This is a beautiful, picturesque area in Tobago, and of course we'll talk more about it because we have an exciting interview coming up and we want you to focus specifically on that. But thank you so much, Mr. Liang, for sending in this photo of the day, for brightening our screens this morning, for brightening our mood, because I'm seeing the beach in the background. In the middle of the week, it's nice to see something so calming, so thank you so much, Mr. Liang. And of course, we go into our second interview for the morning. We are joined with no stranger to our screens, Dr. Remy. Good morning to you, Dr. Remy.
Hi, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here this morning.
It's always a pleasure to have you. And of course, with her this morning is Mrs. Korisha Sinanan. Good morning to you as well.
Good morning to you too.
All right. Now, I'm very excited to have the both of them on here this morning because they have a lot in store in terms of, I don't want to put it out there so brazenly, but food. They're here to speak to us about something exciting like food. But let me not put it across like that. Right? It's the poor man's dinner, as we would have mentioned before. So they'll be taking us through who will be hosting, where we can find our tickets, what we can contribute as citizens of Tobago, or citizens of the island of Tobago. All right. So my first question to Dr. Remy, Mrs. Sinanan, my apologies. What is Family Life Tobago?
Kuri, you go.
Family Life Tobago is an NGO that was founded to address the issue of family life. So we deal with parents, we deal with students, we deal with the community at large in giving education and addressing issues of the day.
Right.
That affects our families.
Okay. So Family Life Tobago has been around for 20 years.
20 years.
20 years. And you all will be celebrating this in the upcoming dinner.
Yes.
Yes. So what are some of the issues that Family Life Tobago addresses? You said some of the current issues that happen.
Yes. Our main thrust right now is in the school. We have the character education in the schools, all the secondary schools, 8 of them, and we address character building. So that's our main thrust right now. We also do at times when you have families who would need counseling or to just discuss family life, we also deal with that. And at large, as much education as we can do, we do.
All right.
Yes.
And in thrusting this forward, as you would have mentioned before, we have also the partnership with the Division of Education.
Yes, the Division of Education. We've been in partnership with them for the last 20 years, and we have signed a memorandum of understanding with them, and we do this in the schools because of they have us involved with it, their involvement with it. So we are thankful for that partnership. We've been able to impact the lives of students in our secondary schools. And many of them are now adults over the last 20 years.
Right. So we're here to speak about the Poor Man's Dinner. It is the third Dine for a Cause fundraising dinner that you will be hosting.
Yes.
So could you tell us a little bit about the theme that you all will be using this year? Why are we using that theme? And a little bit about the dinner itself, what we can expect.
So our theme for this year is Trustworthiness Matters. And I told you before, every time I come on this program, something big is happening. I'm coming on the program and we have just heard yesterday that we are going into an election season.
Yes.
And trustworthiness matters because we need to ensure that we who are trustworthy people are choosing trustworthy persons to put in government or in governance.
Yes.
It's one of I think, a key character pillar. I was listening to the outgoing Prime Minister's statement the other night on television where he talks about character matters.
Yes.
And we are teaching pillars of character development to students. Trustworthiness is one of them. The other pillars are respect, responsibility, caring, being just and fair, and being good citizens. And the theme we have chosen this year for this fundraising dinner is trustworthiness matters. And I think it is so important that it has come at this time because we see how important these character pillars are in building our citizens of our nations to ensure that we have citizens in the future that are persons of character who will be leading us.
Yes. And need I say, in order to choose persons of character, you all have to be persons of character yourself.
Absolutely.
To have that example, to know who we're choosing to govern our island and our country on a whole.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you, Miss Dr. Moore, Dr. Remy, for highlighting that for me.
Yeah.
All right. So in order to bring that theme across, that theme of trustworthiness, and that it really matters, who are the guest speakers that we can look forward to in this dinner?
Well, we are so blessed that on our 20th anniversary, we have been able to get the
17
agreement of Dr. Wayne Frederick, who is the 17th president of Howard University. He's now president emeritus. And Dr. Wayne Frederick is also, he has received the highest honor in Trinidad and Tobago, the Order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And he has kindly accepted to be a guest speaker for this year. And he will be talking around that theme of trustworthiness.
Right. And where should we drive to get to this event? How do we get ready ourselves?
Corey, tell now.
You can get ready to the beautiful area of Buku.
Buku.
We are going to host this at Mercy Buku, and it's a beautiful, beautiful conference center, and you just have to come.
Yes, yes. I think I'm just going to throw in something there. Mercy Buku is surrounded by beaches. So while this is going on and we're speaking on important topics such as trustworthiness, we have around us that picturesque kind of calming vibe that we can look forward to in the dinner.
Absolutely.
So I think a lot of us should be looking forward to this dinner right now.
Yeah.
All right. And for those of us who may be having that idea now that we should get ourselves ready for the poor man's dinner, where do we purchase our tickets?
Well, we can get tickets at our office. Family Life Tobago's office is at 151 Calder Hall Street.
Yes.
Calder Hall Road. And our office number 635-0839. And you can get tickets from us also, any one of us. My number is 685-9033. And Mrs. Sinanan is 780-0870. So you can get tickets from us. And I just want to say too, our main artist for this event is Duvon Stewart.
Okay.
He has accepted we have the privilege and honor of having him being our guest artist. And we also have like a student from Scarborough Secondary School. She was 3rd place this year as the Calypso Junior Calypso Monarch, Natalya Thompson, and many others. So it will be the dinner, and I want Mrs. Sinanan to talk about the dinner, because remember, it's a poor man's dinner. It's a poor man's dinner.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All right, about the dinner. Now, the focus is, yes, it's a poor man's dinner, emphasizing that you're actually coming to contribute to this effort of training our children to build character, that we would be able to say that coming to Tobago, it's a beautiful place, not because of the scenery, but because of the people who they are. We've had that in the past.
Yes.
And even now, people talk about coming to Tobago. It's so different. Why? It's not only because of what they see. We can have the most beautiful beaches, the environment, but if we don't have the people with character who can treat with others as they would want to be treated, then we are not really doing Tobago justice with its beauty. So we have to look at a wider scope and see what this means. It really means building our society for success. And we looking around and we're seeing the brokenness. And we are saying, how can we move in another direction? We have to start at some place where we deal with families, where we deal with our young people, in the sense of giving them skills, giving them the craft, how to maneuver their lives in such a way to be successful.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what field you're in, your character matters.
All right.
And it matters right across the board. We take our policemen from our society. We take our doctors. We take our workers in the community, in the environment, wherever you contribute. You contribute you first. And we have to be able to start putting more into looking at what is impacting our children. Right now, we know we have the competition of the social media and all that is coming down. And our children, they need to be guided and they need to be also given the skills effectively. So my contribution is mainly to parents, adults in our society. I'd like to just talk a little bit on that, if it's okay. Our adults in the society, they are actually the role model for our children.
Yes.
We talk about school and the teachers and what they're doing. Teachers, when we have our 2 children, we make noise about how hard it is with our children to train them and get them going. Teachers would have 40 in a class from 8 o'clock to, let's say, 2:30. That's many hours. And so they're parenting as well. But if the homes and the adults in the society do not have a vision about building their homes in such a manner, and their children, influence them to be people of character, then the school can only do this much for those hours, which they are making effort to do and to maintain and to influence and to contribute to what you are teaching at home. We also help with reinforcing in the school.
Yes.
So we want to say, long ago, when I was growing up, you had the church, you had the school, and you had families saying the same thing.
We had the entire village
saying the same thing.
Yes.
Today, I would like to say something which bothers me a whole lot. When I visit schools or in the classroom, I take a little survey. And you'd find each year, students, you ask, do you go to church? Is there an influence, a spiritual influence in your life? And you'd find less and less students who are, putting up their hands and saying, yes, I go to church. So I would say now, about 10% or even less than that of our students will have the experience of having a church life or a spiritual life in the manner in which it will influence them to godliness and to all the pillars that we are talking about, because that is where it's birthed.
So you're saying that the appeal for the poor man's dinner is to the employers, the employees, and most of all the parents in our society, teachers, leaders, doctors like Dr. Remy, doctors in medicine, doctors in every sphere that you can find them in. This appeal is to them to bring what character is to the poor man's dinner, to help to contribute to society on a whole, to those in need especially. Yes.
And while you come, you'll be having a dinner of soup and bread.
All right.
And a drink. It will be delicious soup, delicious rolls. Listen, the first 2 poor man dinners that we've had, people have been, some people came expecting really a dinner and dine and stuff like that. And they were a bit disappointed. But at the end of the day, people left satisfied with what they heard. Because usually, Chanel, there's so much negatives going on in terms of the society, so many negative things you were hearing, so many bad things you were hearing about young people. And here you are, a program that has been consistently in schools for 20 years, being funded partially through the THA and cooperation of the THA and an NGO, and impacting the lives of students. And you hear about good things that are happening in the school, not just the fights and stuff like that, but you hear about good things that are happening in the school. And therefore people leave happy. Our patron this year is Dr. Eastland Mackenzie. She was the patron last year also. Our first patron was President Paula May Weeks. And since then it has been Dr. Mackenzie. So we are asking people to come, join with us.
All right. join with them at the Poor Man's Dinner.
Yes.
And this year's theme, I'm going to mention it again, especially in this time, as Dr. Remy would have emphasized, trustworthiness matters. The event will be held at the Mercy Buku Event Center on Miller Street, Buku. And of course, it will be taking place on the day Saturday, 29th March, 2025, starting at the hour, not Tobago time, but the hour of 6:30 p.m. I think you're looking at Mrs. Sinanan, you're looking at Dr. Remy. You can see that these people are on-time people. Please buy your tickets. Please be on time for this special event, the Poor Man's Dinner.
Please be seated by 6 p.m.
And can I just mention that the tickets can be purchased at our office in Calder Hall Road, just obliquely opposite the Anglican Primary School. There is an orange building. You'd see a sign that says Family Life Tobago. Upstairs, a Candice will be there, and there are tickets there to be bought.
All right, so you heard it here first, the Poor Man's Dinner. Please get ready for that. And of course, buy your tickets to be seated at 6 p.m. as Dr. Remy says, to get that information in, to get that entertainment in, to give of your best character to this event. All right, thank you so much once again, Dr. Remy and Mrs. Sinanan, for being with us here on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes. So now, viewers, I know you heard in our small rundown this morning that we are going to hear from Harvest God this morning. All right, so they are here. They are ready to bring to us what we can look forward to. So before I go, I encourage you all to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.